Yep. And then we'll start in about... Hello there. Okay. Now we've just had the Champions League draw on this wonderful Monday day. And there's a rematch between Barcelona and PSG. You two. Do you remember the last time that these two played in a knockout Champions League game and how it ended? Do you think it'll end the same this time?
Do you know what? You never know in football. But no, I don't think it will end the way it did, because if you look since then, like, one club has been on the major decline, and that club has been Barcelona. Barcelona in the Champions League has never been the same since Liverpool pumped them 4-0 at Anfield. They have been the shadow.
They lost to Rome the year before. It wasn't your doing. It was done in Italy before.
Yeah. Well, Liverpool put the nail in, like another nail in that coffin. But like, for me, this is probably the tie of the round. Both defenses aren't that great, and I'm just expecting. I am expecting goals in this tie, especially Neymar returns to the Nou Camp, first time since his world record moved to Paris Saint-Germain. But whether or not he's going to be playing in that tie is a different matter. I think he got stretchered off in PSG's loss to Lyon with quite a bad ankle injury, so whether or not he'll make it will be a different matter. And plus, around then, there's his sister's birthday, so he'll probably be missing that.
It's the day after his sister's birthday, so
day after his sister's birthday. He's
day
definitely
after.
not playing in that game, is he?
Guess not. You, Joe, are you excited for this match?
When I saw the draw, my eyes were, obviously I checked for my own club's draw first, and then my eyes were drawn straight away to Barcelona and PSG, and I had flashbacks to the 2015, wasn't it, when they played one another?
When they played in that famous match, and then Barcelona went on to win it.
And unbelievable, because the first leg was 4-0, wasn't it? And then Barcelona come back and won the second leg 6-1. And I've never seen football like it before. And I think to myself this time, yes, there will be goals. I don't quite see it going the way that it did last time, but I can see goals galore, and especially if Neymar's back and say COVID calms down and allow fans in stadiums, it's going to be one heck of an atmosphere at those games.
Yeah, I'm going to correct myself. It was actually in 2017 when they went on to did they win it? They didn't win it that year, but they knocked out PSG. They knocked out PSG the last time they won it as well in 2015.
So gave it better.
Yeah. There's also, we've got to look at both your clubs, both Liverpool fans, going up against Leipzig. What are your thoughts on that one?
Probably sorry, Joe. I'll let you go first.
I was okay. I was quite happy with it in one aspect because we've never played them before, so it's always good to challenge yourself up against new opposition. We were talking about it before coming on to record this video, and you made a very good point. Said that Liverpool struggled against teams with the style of play that Leipzig have had this season. They struggled against Villa and Fulham, who play very similar type of football where they're just all out attack and going for it. But at the same time, that could play Liverpool's hands should we have a fully fit squad. This is obviously all ifs and buts at the moment. But I think, if we've got, let's say, half fit squad, and 3/4 fit squad, we could deal with that, and I think we can hit them on the counter attack, and hopefully the front three will be back and raring to go, and hopefully Jota will be back in the mix then. I know he's out for up to 8 weeks at the moment with his APL injury, I think it is. PCL, sorry, APL. What is APL? PCL injury. Making up new body parts now. So, yeah, I'm content with the draw, especially seeing the fact that we struggled against Atletico last year. That was my concern. Getting a defensive side like Atletico was my concern because we struggled to break them down last year, and then obviously they picked us off in extra time. So that's the important thing. As long as we keep our heads throughout the 2 legs, and I can see us just about nicking it.
I was going to say that I think if Leipzig can buy maybe a striker, an out-and-out 9, it could create an even bigger problem for Liverpool. But this should be the first Champions League game the first Champions League game as a Leipzig player for the young player Dominic Szoboszlai, if I can pronounce it right. And I'm really excited to see what he can do against Liverpool because I think he is an unbelievably talented player, and I look forward to it. You looking forward to that one, Luke? Or are you not worried about Leipzig?
When I saw like the draw, I was like, thank God we didn't get Atletico Madrid because that was the team I wanted to avoid, followed by RB Leipzig, because Liverpool have teams that have really gone out and pressed us from the off. That's like what Fulham did for the first half. But it's going to be a really interesting game. Yeah, like Leipzig don't have an out-and-out 9. Like, they don't have Werner anymore. I know they've been scoring goals for fun in the Bundesliga, but have they struggled to score? They have struggled to score in the Champions League, apart, really.
Well, they scored 3 against United. They scored 4 against the side.
Okay.
No. There is a point to be made. They do struggle, but they're also relying on a Crystal Palace legend Soloff.
Yeah. It's going to be a really interesting game. Maybe RB Leipzig might be without Upamecano, depending if he goes to Bayern in January. But yeah, I can imagine by then Liverpool will have most of the squad back, barring Van Dijk and Gomez because of long-term injuries. So that will make it a lot more of a spectacle. It'll be very interesting to see how Nagelsmann does against Klopp, because obviously Nagelsmann will be having his audition for later on when Klopp goes the Liverpool manager. So I'm expecting loads of goals. Mate. Yeah,
it's all set up for Stevie. We'll get on to Stevie afterwards. There's also another. I'm interested to see what Borussia Mönchengladbach can do against Manchester City. What are your thoughts on this match?
It's not an easy draw for, which is thank God for that, because I'm fed up of City getting piss easy ties. It's finally like a team that could easily knock them out, because like, let's be honest here, like City have been a shadow of the 100 points team, a shadow of the team that won the league the year before Liverpool did, and it's like, plus it's City in the Champions League. You know that Pep's going to overthink it, probably try a new formation, new players in positions we've never seen before, and it's like, this is like the black dot on Pep's CV at City is his progression in the Champions League, because since he's been there, got knocked out to Monaco in the first year, and then got knocked out to the Liverpool team that lost the final, and then he got knocked out by Spurs that lost to Liverpool in the final, and then got knocked out by Lyon. So I am expecting City to go through overall, but it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be like a stroll in the park. And plus, Borussia Mönchengladbach have performed really well in their group. Yeah, especially with Real Madrid in it.
They're unfortunate.
They play good attacking football, and if they won their group, like it would have been Real Madrid City would have been playing. So it's a really interesting tie. I can't wait for this game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. But Mönchengladbach at the moment are the experts in drawing games, which I can see them doing twice against City. They've got the second game at City. I wouldn't be surprised if they took a 2-0 lead and then City managed to draw back a 2-2 draw, and it just wasn't enough. And Mönchengladbach go through on away goals. I actually see that. I see that coming now. The second game at City is advantageous for them. Atletico Madrid, Chelsea. Joe, what are your thoughts on this one? It must be a tough one for Chelsea.
Oh, sorry. Very, very difficult draw for Chelsea. I think they did all right last year in the Champions League, if I remember rightly. But and then obviously they got pummeled by Bayern. But in the group stage, they did okay last year. They were content. I think this year, and obviously you saw the problems that Atletico had last year. But as you said before, Atletico Madrid are a very different beast this year than they were last year. I still see them knocking Chelsea out. I think Lampard's inexperience will come into play here. Don't get me wrong. He won the Champions League and he won the Europa League as a player. If memory serves me correctly. But will his lack of European experience as a manager come into play here? Simeone's been there, done that. Well, the T-shirt. He's not won the Champions League, but he's been to 2 Champions League finals. He's won the Europa League as manager, so he knows how to work European competitions, and he's got some mixture of youth and experience in his squad. I think Luis Suarez signing him for €5 million, I believe it was, from Barcelona.
Something low.
Absolute steal.
And it
Absolute
works
steal.
well. It works well with João Felix. I think if João Felix can keep going on these leaps and bounds, Chelsea are going to have a job of keeping him quiet.
They've got a good attack, and they know how. Simeone knows how to set up the team defensively away from home to get a result. So, it's Atletico Madrid's first, isn't it? It's at their Wanda Metropolitano first. Like, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could see that.
them.
I could see them setting up at home, getting a couple of goals, and then going back to Stamford Bridge, just sitting back and doing what they did to Liverpool last year, and just hitting them on the counter and sucker punching.
But they are more fashionable this season. There is a bit of it. They do play a bit more attractive football this year. It's not the same as this Simeone just sit behind the ball all the time. Yeah. There is a bit more flair and creativity to it. You've got Sal and Koke now playing both in centre midfield. Carrasco, who's having the season of his life.
At the back now. He's playing three at the back now.
He's mixing it up a bit, but he's got great options now in midfield. And as I just mentioned, Carrasco's having a terrific season. João Felix is starting to become the player we're expecting of him, and Suarez is just the player they needed to get to be the pivot up front. So he's starting to get it right, and he's starting to get a really nice team. Simeone.
Yeah, Chelsea are definitely get knocked out.
We'll see. There's still a lot to go till then.
I don't see Chelsea going through.
FC Sevilla also play against Dortmund. I'd say, in my opinion, this has got to be one of the. If we're looking at form at the moment, the two non-informed sides, if you want, and they could be happy they've drawn against each other, if you get what I mean. Don't know what you guys think of this one. Lucien Favre's just recently lost his job, so this plays a factor. Haaland should be back by then.
Should be back.
This could go either way.
See the difference. You can see the difference without Haaland in the side for Dortmund.
They don't have a striker. They absolutely don't have a striker, and it kills them. Absolutely.
And you can't trust the kids who balled out in the academy to transform that academy form into the men's game. It's just not going to work.
It's not even that. It's just that they play they try most of the time with Brandt up front, and it just doesn't work. This false number 10. The other day it was Royce up front. How are you supposed to get goals?
Reina, Sancho.
Reina will get goals, but it's just there's no out-and-out striker, and it's abundantly clear when they play like that. And as I mentioned to you two before we came on, Favre has a rule of not shooting outside the 16-yard box. So if you've only got players who stay outside the 16-yard box, you're not going to score. It's a big problem, and that's where Haaland changes everything. But I think Dortmund could just get through. Sevilla they're starting to tail off a bit with Lopetegui, and it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. And Giroud scoring 4 goals against you.
Yeah, the first time in a European competition, I think one player has scored that many goals at Sevilla. I can't remember the stat. Right, there's also Porto Juventus. Thoughts on the match, or not many thoughts on that?
Skip.
Yeah.
Skip. I can see Juventus going through one goal or something silly like
Ronaldo.
that.
Yeah, it's not much in it really.
Penaldo.
I think Juve there.
Yeah,
and then let's go to the other. Let's go to the last Italian side and the last Spanish side. Atalanta versus Real Madrid. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah.
Well, it would have been interesting if Papu Gomez was actually going to be playing in that game, but he's leaving in January, so
yeah, he could be leaving, and that's a big factor. Ilicic hasn't been the same, and it's all a bit. It's a shame that this Atalanta project is not flourishing like we would have hoped.
Slowly falling apart.
It is, and it's slowly a bit of a shame.
Falling apart of it. Yeah. And like Real are starting to come back into some form, and now I'm expecting Real just to walk over Atalanta.
Yeah, I expect that as well, especially the second. Yeah. But they're not as great at home. Real Madrid have poor record at home, so maybe Atalanta can profit. Atalanta got a win at Anfield, remember? It's not an easy feat. And there's also Lazio versus Bayern Munich, last one of the Champions League we're going to talk about.
Well, that's going to be quite a good game, I think. Yeah. Between the two, because Lazio are a bit of a dark horse. Obviously, with all due respect, they're not going to compete. Not going to win it.
Yeah.
But they're going to go Bayern a game and cause some problems down the other end. But obviously Bayern, what you see is what you get with Bayern. They're the reigning European champions, and anyone's going to want to try and get that scalp, aren't they? So Lazio are going to go and have to give it a go, and hopefully it'll be a game full of goals, a bit like PSG.
I don't see Lazio getting anything. I like Lazio, but their squad is thin. Maybe the winter break might help. But then Immobile, I mean, he can do this, but he's not going to be the one to run in behind defenders, and that's what you need against Bayern Munich. They play a high line. You need to go in and just go for it. And I don't see that being Lazio's game. I see Bayern just going through easily. Also because of European experience. Lazio don't have a lot of European experience, or Champions League experience for that matter. But I mean, it's all great talking about the Champions League, but I'm gonna purposely talk about the Europa League because if you look at all the big five leagues at the moment, every team that's first place is in the Europa League and not in the Champions League. So why are we talking about the Champions League? Let's talk about the Europa League a bit. Let's give the Europa League a bit of love. First place Tottenham in the Premier League are up against Wolfsburg, but not the same one we think of. An Austrian team probably should win. But one match I'm interested in is the Moyes derby of Real Sociedad versus Manchester United.
Sorry, that's so funny.
I've been waiting to say that. I was just thinking, yeah, this is the Moyes derby.
No, yeah.
The Uno des Quattros times is when he does that in the interview. He goes, Uno does. We have trained them. Uno does Quattros times.
Not as good as Joe Barton's French accent, though, is it?
Oh, this is good to play for Mercy. That was my attempt to Joe Barton's match.
It's going to be one of the ties of the round, I think.
Yeah.
Rail.
I'm looking forward to it.
There's like a couple out of the draw. There's a couple which I'm quite looking forward to seeing, which is RB Salzburg versus Villarreal.
Yeah,
quite interested to see
absolutely,
that.
Yeah.
Sociedad versus United.
Mm-hmm.
Benfica versus Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
And probably it'd be interesting to see how Rangers does.
I'm intrigued by Braga versus Roma. I'm intrigued by that one as well.
Yeah,
and let's not forget the Champions League rematch from last season of Lille versus Ajax. Two Champions
How the
League
mighty have
dropouts.
fallen.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the
Lille haven't dropped out.
Milan game as well against Red Star.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Traveling to traveling to Belgrade, it's going to be difficult.
I don't know whether it's as difficult as it was when they were in the Champions League, but it should be. Yeah, if they get fans back, that'd be a fierce atmosphere to go up against.
I'm expecting 3. I'm expecting 4 out of the 5 British clubs to go through.
4 out of the 5. Who's the one dropping out?
Well, Arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Arsenal are going through.
Oh, you know what?
I've been far from impressed with Benfica. And I like Michael Cox's tweet today that he put up. It's great that Benfica and Arsenal have both exactly the same stadium where you see inside all the red seats with Fly Emirates written on it. And I thought that was just a nice touch. Nice to see them playing in the same stadiums.
The best. I love it.
I know, brilliant.
Love this game.
And Leicester can probably be happy that with their tie against Slavia Prague because their 2 players, Suchek and Kufal, got the better of them when they played for West Ham the other week. So they could be happy now that they've not got that problem on their hands. They're taking the problem away from the Europa League and giving it to the Premier League. But yeah, there are some good matches to watch in this Europa League. I mean, Tottenham's, for instance, against Wolfsburg. I wouldn't personally watch that. I think there are better matches. But definitely United versus Sociedad. I think that's going to be a good one. I think United get through.
Yeah, David Silva to haunt Man U, do you think?
Oh.
Wouldn't it just be written on the walls? Just David Silva,
David Silva
doing a job for Pep again.
With a free kick in the last minute.
Oh,
it's written in the stars.
Sociedad will probably get a draw because they're experts drawing. The last 6 games they've drawn, so but
top of the La Liga, aren't they?
A bit luckily, yeah. I mean, with Atletico Madrid's 2 games in hand, they won't be top anymore. But they've merited their place top of the league. It's a nice. I explained it like Atalanta's game, but a bit slower. That's how I see it anyway. And it could cause problems, but I think United could deal with Sociedad no problem. But definitely looking forward to it. And I hope David Moyes does go to that match just for his own sake.
Please do. Please do. I'll pay some good money for
that. Anyway, who do you think is going through in the Champions League and the Europa League? Let us know. Like, comment, and subscribe as usual, and we'll see you in the next video.